Hey, me again. This is Lee. Um, this is my second video for today. But one of the things I want to talk about is um, when somebody stumbles. And I know that there are so many people that pretend like you don't stumble. Everybody stumbles. And so, if somebody does, what does the Bible say about how we are supposed to help them? In Galatians chapter 6, verse 1, it says, Brethren, if any man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such a one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. Bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ. For if a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. But every man prove his own works, and then shall he have rejoicing in himself alone, and not in another. For every man shall bear his own burdens. Verse 6, Let him that is taught in the word communicate unto him that teacheth in all good things. Be not deceived, God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. For he that soweth to his flesh shall of his flesh reap corruption, but he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting. And let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap, if we faint not. As we have therefore opportunity, let us do good unto all men, especially unto them who are of the household of faith. That's it. When somebody stumbles, it'd be easy to jump back and say, I knew they weren't going to make it. I knew that guy had a problem. And I just knew it. Or that sister was not going to make it. That's not the right attitude. In Galatians chapter 6, verse 1, he said, Brethren, if any man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual. Now listen to this. Spiritual. Restore. What does he mean restore? To help them back. To sit down and talk to them. Go visit them. Call them on the phone. To restore such a one in the spirit of meekness. Humble, kindness, gentleness, love. Meekness. Considering thyself, lest thou be also be tempted. So when you say, brother so-and-so, he stumbled and he's not going to church now, and I knew he wouldn't make it, or you come up with some reason why, be careful, because you could also be tempted in different ways. There's millions of ways to be tempted. But so many times in the church, people are ready to get rid of someone and see them stumble rather than helping one another home to heaven. And that is the mind of Christ. He said in verse 2, bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ. That's it. That's the whole thing. To love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength, and love your neighbor as you love yourself. Would you see a brother or sister stumble and fall and not help them? That's the question, isn't it? Why would you want to see somebody stumble? Why would you leave them there after they've stumbled? If you love someone, you should want to help them. Doesn't the Bible say that, sorry about the that Jesus would leave the 99 to go after the one little sheep? He would leave 99 for one. There's a message there that we should help one another up, bear each other's burdens. If you have a fault or you have a problem, share it with one another. Help each other, hand in hand. This is how we're going to make it to heaven, not on our own. The lone wolf McQuaid thing, this doesn't work in the gospel. You need people. You need to be in people's lives, and people need to be in your life. And that's the only way we're going to make it. So love one another. With all your heart, love them. And if you see someone stumble, here I am again. Work to get them back. I mean, there should be a race to that person's house. It should be everybody in the church should be over there. There's been times when I've seen people stumble that I would meet so many people in the driveway because we all wanted to go make sure they're all right. And there were times when I stumbled. Yes, I stumbled. Pastors stumble too. Everybody makes mistakes. But I stumbled and no one showed up. No one came to look for me. No one called to see if I was all right. And they just didn't care. And then there were those people that said, I knew he was going to stumble. He preached that message and it made me mad. And I just knew he was. That's not your brother and sister. And those are people that are not in the church for the right reason. So help one another. Lift each other up in prayer. It's your job to not just show up at church on Sunday, Wednesday, Sunday night, whenever, or you go to a revival once a year, or show up at church at Christmas time. You're supposed to be side by side with the people. These are the people you're laboring with, and these are the people that we're going to look forward to being in heaven with. Each other. So, will you stumble? It's not a matter of if you do, it's just a matter of when you do. You're going to stumble, I stumble, we all make mistakes, and there's none perfect except Christ. Jesus is the only perfect one. So, help one another, be strong in faith, and I'll talk to you another time. Love one another. Love one another. Have a good day. Act like somebody. Love you. Bye.